we've got one more guest that we want to have a yarn to. Dialing in, it's the Tongan Thor himself, Big Nella. Nella, how you doing, brother?
Hey guys, thanks for having me, man.
No, thanks for joining us, mate. It's good to get you on the it's good to get you on the blower, mate. It's been a big few weeks for you over the last few weeks, and look, we may as well just rip the Band-Aid off and just ask you, mate. Huge news a couple of weeks ago. You re-signing not only with Rugby Australia, but then going down to the Rebels. We saw you with Rob Leota and Big Ponte and Marv a week or two ago. Huge announcement, and I just want to get your thoughts on it. You must be excited for, I guess, the change of pace going down to Melbourne. You got a few of the boys down there that you're really close to. What prompted the move?
Yeah, you guys called the other day with Leota. I was in the car. I asked him to pick me up from the airport because the Wallabies are taking over my rehab now. So, and we went to Melbourne from Sydney because I was here for the week, and then went to Melbourne to see someone for my Achilles, see how it's going, and yeah, that's how I ended up, in that call. But yeah, with the signing, I'm just happy, that I'm staying back here in Australia, and obviously with the Rebels, and honestly, it was I didn't know where I was going to go till that day, till I actually signed the contract, then I know I was going to the Rebels. It was a bit on at the time, and I'm just glad it's all done now, and that I'm staying back in Australia, and just sucks that to know that I'm actually played my last game for the Reds, and that it still makes me sad, that I won't pull on that jersey again. It's a jersey that means a lot, so much to me, and I get emotional when I want to talk about it because this club has done a lot for me, and I'd like to think that I've done a little bit for the club. And what do you call it? The other day I was driving to Ballymore, and I was just a bit sad because, man, it's not going to happen next year. It's all done now. But yeah, man, I'm glad that I'm that I'm staying back in Australia, and I still think that I've still need to get back to Australia, and I still hang around here around my family, and it's all done now. Now I'm just looking forward to helping the Reds in whatever way I can. Obviously, I'm not playing. I can still be there and support them, and hopefully see them again next year on the field.
Nice, mate. How are you, Nell? Are you well?
Hey, Dan, how are you, mate? Yeah,
Yeah,
good, mate. I'm just arrived here in Sydney for some more rehab. Yeah, it's good.
Talk us through the rehab. Obviously, it's a tough injury for someone in your position. Obviously, playing tight head, it's a critical position for the team. But how's it all going? How are you working through it?
No, it's gone good. The reason why we went to Melbourne to check on, there's someone, I'm terrible with names, but someone there actually, and I can tell how I'm going with the Achilles, and she said it's the best post 14 weeks, up she's seen before. Like, should be able to, do single calf race and everything. So, and I've done that, and I can walk normally. I've done, a few things. She said that I'm ahead of schedule, so which is what I want to hear, and everything is ahead now. So hopefully, it keeps going that way.
Very good, mate. And when are we expecting to see you back on the field? What's the time frame look like?
I think I'll be back playing for Brothers for a few games around June, July.
Shit.
Oh, damn.
Damn it.
For the film.
Yeah.
It's exciting, though. Love it.
Yeah, so that's obviously, wouldn't want to go straight back to international level. I'd like to, that's what, I'd like to play, some club footy, and, Eddie reckons it's a good idea. So we'll see what happens, But with the Wallabies, I'm aiming for either the All Blacks second All Blacks game or Argentina here in Australia. At the moment, they reckon I'll be back a lot earlier than that. So I don't know. So, but I'll definitely be back playing club footy around June, July.
Nice, mate.
If you don't know, I signed with North. I'm playing for North.
Don't worry, it's only a
I'm
matter of
joking,
time
mate.
before
I'm
we...
joking.
Look at him. His heart just fell out. Ah. I love that. Look at Dal squirm. Nella, mate, obviously a big decision going down to Melbourne moving from Queensland. I don't know whether you took this into account, though, because I did a Google map of how far it is from Ballymore to Kelvin Grove KFC. And, Zach, if you pop it up, at the moment we're sitting at 5 minutes, right? But then from Princes Park...
Just ask me, mate. I would have told you how.
But then I did some quick maths, right? And then from Princes Park, where you train in Melbourne, we will train in Melbourne, to the nearest KFC in Carlton, put it up, Zachy, it's 9 minutes, mate.
Oof.
So that's nearly doubling the time from training to the feed.
Well,
And
the
I don't know
thing
whether you took that into account, mate.
Well, the thing is,
Here
I
it
won't
is.
be trying. Be coming to me, mate.
So he's already thought of it. There you go.
Yes, work smarter, not harder,
that's
Nella.
it, mate.
It's part of the deal, mate.
They're part of the deal. He's got a good manager, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, KFC being announced as a partner with the Rebels, did that sort of sweeten the deal for you to go down to the Rebels there, mate?
Oh, mate, lifetime membership, can't turn it down.
Card carrying, yeah.
Well, I actually wanted to follow on. You sort of touched on it. You will be playing for Brothers, maybe North, later on in the year. But you do have a very unique story in regards to how you found yourself at Ballymore and obviously in Melbourne from 2024 onwards. So, I mean, you were sort of that teen sensation coming out of Sacred Heart College. You had that video go viral of you kicking ass, and then you found yourself signing with the Reds, and your brother came over. Like, just run us through what sort of went through your head as a 17-year-old kid deciding to sign with the Reds, and then obviously spend the better part of 7 or 8 years there.
Man, it was a lot of expectation for me coming from New Zealand. With the video went viral, and everybody was expecting me to be the next big thing, and there was a lot of pressure on me because obviously I was a prop. As you know, as a young prop, you can't just do that in Super Rugby. You have to do what you need to be good at, which is scrumming and maul and line out and whatever. And I wasn't. I was known for running the ball, and so I came to Brothers, and that's when everything started. I found it really hard trying to scrum, and obviously still had a lot of fun running around. But I think my second year I found it really enjoyable, going back to Brothers. I was enjoying it. We were playing good. We were winning it. I think around that time I was more enjoying. I enjoyed more being at Brothers. I guess in a good way being at the Reds, because at the time I was young. I wasn't sure what I was doing at the Reds. I was still, it's just it's the big boys. And there's them and there's you. I was when I went back to Brothers, it's all the same. I was happy. I was enjoying it, But then I realized, if you wanna, be with the big boys, you gotta play like one. You gotta, earn your spot in the team. So. So I started, bro. 2014, 15, and then it took me around 2.5 years. 2016, the end of the year, and I finally get my chance to debut for the Reds. And when that happened, when I finally get that chance, I told myself, you know what, you hold on to that, because you'll make sure that you don't go back to Brothers in a good way, So since I debuted for the Reds in 2016, I've been playing since, all the way. So yeah.
Love it.
How does that 2016 Brothers Premiership stack up? I mean, you've got a hell of a resume. You've got all the accolades you can probably get in Australian rugby. But I mean, that was a pretty special team, that brothers side, and to be able to win a premiership alongside your brother Criff must be pretty bloody special.
Oh mate, it's up there, one of the best moment in my rugby career, man. It was special, man. I remember, I was driving my little ute at the time that morning, driving to Ballymore with my brother, and I told him, man, we either come back sad or happy, and we definitely came back happy that night. It was the start of something special for me, I really enjoyed it that time. We didn't really, we had a good team, but we didn't. We had the same team throughout the year. We didn't, have like any Super Rugby like players coming back to it was just us. We somehow fought our way out and we won it. It was, I think I watched the game, the full game like a few times now. Where like when I'm bored, especially when I did my Achilles, I had nothing else to do, so I kept going and watched it at 2016 and all these other games. And it's special to me, man. Not everybody in Super Rugby can say they won a premiership, in club footy. So I can say that I won one.
Hell yeah, and a Super Rugby premiership as well, Super Rugby AU.
Well, there you go.
Pretty esteemed, mate.
Yeah.
Nella, we know you as obviously the rugby player, and we feel like you've been around forever. We've seen you almost, transition into a young man, and you are a young man now. But you've become a father recently. What's that been like for you?
It's been really good, man. Obviously at the start, it's a bit hard because it's all about the mom. The baby doesn't know the dad still. It's part of the family. They just they want the mom, but like it gets better every month. They started looking at you, start laughing. Yeah. Then they give you that reaction when you come home. It just it changes everything. It sort of makes you appreciate things, or how do I say? There's some things are not as important to you now that now that you have that. It's sort of. I remember when Mrs. got pregnant, Lukan said to me, "Mate, enjoy your sleep now because everything's about to change." And I said, like, you don't really know it until it happens to you. And I'm like, holy fuck. And when they say it's going to change you, it fucking changes.
I'm with you, man. Yeah, man. I've got a sick wife and bum at home, man. I know exactly where you come from.
I love it.
Hey, it's like, the pregnancy, like, when your missus get pregnant, it's like she's on her period like for 12 months. Like, nah, but nah, it gets better, man. It's we're happy, we're going good, and I think it's what I need. Love it. She's been really good to me, and he's everything to me. So no, it's good, man.
Awesome,
mate. I've got a question from.
Oh, here we go.
Don't worry about it then. I've got a question from Dave Vaya. He goes, ask Nella about his Ducky Fuhu days at Adelaide, please.
Oh, first of all, I was not that kid. Obviously, you're talking about fighting in Tonga.
Obviously.
Obviously. That's what I gathered.
My old school, and Dave Vaya's old school hated each other. We're always fighting. Oh, yeah. But, I was one of those good kids that never part of the fight. So I can't answer that because I was never fighting.
Mate, with your Achilles injury, do you think your calves weren't quite big enough, or what do you think?
It was always a topic of discussion. We were like, probably needs to bulk up in the calf area.
You should have bulked your calves up a bit more. They weren't glistening enough.
I think because last year I did my calf, the left one, and during rehab, I think I focused too much on my left one that I, didn't do anything the right one. So my Achilles was like, you know what? I'm gonna make you do some work here. So now I've learned my lessons. Everything I've done on my bad one, I'm doing on my good one. So so they both get some work done.
Well, Nella, you've got a long way to go, obviously, with your rehab. Got a few more months before you get back out on the park. What's actually happening off the pitch for you? Because we always talk here that you're one of the biggest personalities in the game. I mean, you've got you're just larger than life, both on the field and off it. I mean, you've been spending a bit of time doing a bit of commercial work for Stan and stuff like that. Like, do you get approached much to do much of that sort of stuff, or like on your Instagram as well, doing your scare cam stuff? Have you got a bit of time now to maybe focus on Nella, the personality a bit?
Yeah, well, it's funny because I look back a few days ago, and I realized, man, I haven't posted anything in a while. All the scary stuff, or all like the stuff that about me, like me being me. That I haven't done that. I think I'm just being busy being a dad and doing my rehab, that I haven't sort of done this stuff. But I've been doing some stuff, some obviously there's some more stuff coming out with Stan. I'm not gonna, you're just gonna have to wait for that. Some more content for I think with the World Cup and stuff. So
love it.
And some other stuff, but nothing too exciting. My main focus now is my rehab. Obviously the main goal is for the World Cup. And I can't look too hard on my. I need to focus on my rehab first, and there's guys out there who's working hard and fighting for the sport in the World Cup. So it's not gonna Eddie's not gonna hand it up to me. I have to be fit and drop a few kilos and do my work. I can't just expect to walk in there and get the spot, because it's not gonna happen. So I've gotta earn my way in there. So in doing that, I have to really focus on my rehab, get it done, and hopefully be in the squad, be on a plane to go to where? Tokyo? Nah, it's France.
He's still got it. I love it.
Singing and zagging all over the place,
He's an
mate.
actor, I know it.
He is.
Nella, just a quick fire 5 questions for you, okay?
Yeah.
If you could have any athlete from any other team, any other sport in the world play for you for the Wallabies, who would it be?
Does it have to be a rugby player?
Nah, can be any sport.
Any athlete.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo. What's been the highlight of your career so far?
The highlight of my career so far. I'd say probably the Reds winning beat the Brumbies at home, that final 2020.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Favorite teammate?
Oh, teammate. It has to be Lucan and Murphy, Alex Murphy.
Least favorite teammate?
Dan Zander.
That was the quickest he's answered any of these questions. So
You can think about it.
rifle that one off quick.
You can think about it.
Is that why you're going to North? Because he's at UQ now.
And finally, mate, who's been the most influential person in your career? Who's helped you the most?
There's actually a lot of people that have helped me. I don't. I would say maybe you guys probably know Cameron Crapper from the Reds. He's someone that have helped me a lot with our own scrum and time. I mean scrum, and he's been at the Reds since I've been there. So he helped me a lot, and it's probably him.
Awesome stuff. Well, Nella, mate, thanks so much for dialing in. We really appreciate you taking the time to have a chat to us, mate. You've been an absolute
worries,
ride, man. It's been absolutely awesome, but, mate, all the best with the rehab on your Achilles, mate. We can't wait to see you back out on the pitch, and hopefully you're not playing the doggies when you do lace up.
I think I'm back around that time. We're playing the doggies.
He's good.
I'm just hoping the Rebels have a game that week because they might all come and play with the doggies.
Yes. We'll own it.
And the Drua.
Yeah, we got ourselves a premiership. We'll own that one.
Whatever, man.
But, mate, no, it's been absolutely awesome, and we can't wait to get you back on. But all the best with the rehab. And, mate, welcome to Burn City, baby. You're going to absolutely chop up in Melbourne from next season,
That's
brother.
it. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man.
All right. Cheers, Nella.
Thanks, mate.
All right, see you guys.
Tupou, everybody.